Again, another exercise to further improve the flexibility on the left hand. It is very difficult to explain, but I think if you will pay attention to what Leonidas is doing, you will, without a doubt, at this stage, learn to do it yourself. Do it slowly and clearly. This exercise is designed to stretch your fingers. If you would note, Leonidas leaves a fret space between the first and second finger and between the third and fourth finger. It is easy to master, but you have to practice it slowly. Also, remember the stretches in the warm-up exercise I have told you that will help you master this exercise better, where you stretch your fingers as follows. This exercise is an arpeggio exercise where it'll help you improve the technique on your right hand. We will show you the arpeggio exercise on 3 chords, on the D minor, the F major, and the C minor. Enjoy the exercise. This exercise is to further help you coordinate the fingers of your left hand. We use 2 fingers per move. This exercise is a combination of all fingers. It is hard to explain it in words, but by now I'm sure you have progressed so well and you are so advanced that you should have no problem understanding what Leonidas is doing on screen. So let's have a look at Leonidas. Now let's have a look at the value of notes. Value of the notes is the length of time which the sound represented must be heard. The value is indicated by the shape of the note. It is purely a mathematical calculation that cannot be changed. In this case, we're using a metronome to show you how it works. Leonidas will demonstrate the practical value of notes, and we will begin with the whole note.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And now Leonidas will demonstrate the half notes. Pay attention to how he counts.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Leonidas now is demonstrating the quarter notes.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now let's have a listen on how the eighth notes sound.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And now let's see how the 16th notes work. And if you will note, Leonidas' right hand is increasing in speed.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1/32 notes are twice as fast, of course, as the 16 notes. Let's see how Leonidas does that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Finally, let's have a look at Leonidas do the 64th notes. This is how a tremolo is created, and this must be an exercise that you do for the rest of your lives. You could never do it enough times, it could only get better.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3,
As you will note, I'm holding a chart which contains 24 different exercises. Leonidas will demonstrate the first exercise on each one of the groups shown here, and we leave it up to you now to continue and learn the rest of them at your own pace. I would recommend that you learn one per week maximum. Don't rush through the exercises. You have a lifetime to learn them slowly and learn them well. This last demonstration is to show you that once you have learned the exercises, you could play songs at a speed that Leonidas is now showing you. Take your time, there's no rush in learning to play this fast until you have learned your exercises properly and clearly. It is better to play a little slower but clear notes than to play fast but the notes to be unclear. So take your time. This concludes our first video on the practical Bouzouki method. I would like now to recapture the highlights of this video, and let's begin with a warm-up. It is very important, and I cannot stress enough the fact that you have to warm up before every exercise, as we have shown you on the video. Secondly, again, it's just as important to tune your instrument with a chromatic tuner, because the notes or the sound you hear in your ears would stay for the rest of your lives, and if you learn to play out of tune, you may never be able to pick up a song and play it properly. Thirdly, the metronome. Again, it's important to practice with the metronome. It keeps you in rhythm, and while you're on stage, eventually, once you become a professional bouzoukiist, you would be able to play in rhythm. The mirror. I hope that you were practicing in front of the mirror, because this would enable you to see how your right and your left hand is positioned on the bouzouki and how the bouzouki is positioned on your lap. I would like to remind you on how to hold the bouzouki properly. Firstly, seated square on your lap, and as far as your left hand goes, your thumb should be just between your first and second finger, resting as follows. try not to have your thumb like this. It will slow down your speed. Now, as far as the pick goes again, your index finger is curled up, your thumb over the index finger and the other 3 fingers supporting it. Avoid using your pinky as support on the soundboard. It'll slow down your speed. Now, to close on a positive note, I hope that you will become one of the world's greatest Bouzoukis through these videos. The only secret to it is practice away. We'll see you on the second video where we will cover all the major scales.